The Gopher Coaches Show is presented by Window Concepts and Affinity Plus Federal Credit Union.
How's our top down here? Elite, man, that's what it is.
This is the Gopher Coaches Show.
Welcome into the Gopher Coaches Show. I'm Ahmad Hicks alongside KFAN's Justin Gaard, head women's basketball coach Dawn Plitzuweit, and senior guard Brylee Glynn. So Brylee, first time on the show. How you feeling right now?
I'm feeling great. Glad to be here, and thank you so much for having me.
Not a problem. I understand it's spring break for you guys this week. What's that week like for you? Do you get a chance to kind of rest and relax?
I feel like a good amount. They gave us a few off days, but yeah, we've been up and at it early in the mornings, 8 a.m. practices, but I can't complain. I like a morning practice because then you get like the rest of the afternoon.
Get it out the way.
Basically do whatever you want.
There you go.
So I do appreciate that, but yes, we're still getting after it this week for sure.
All right, so first question that I have for you, what's this year been like? Your first year as a Golden Gopher. Kind of tell me what that transition was like coming from Kansas State to here.
I would say the transition was like a lot easier than I anticipated it to be. I immediately clicked with like the people around me. The coaches have been nothing but supportive and really just making this experience, my last go around, really just something very memorable. And also the people around me have been great as well. And I've just made some of my best friends here.
Coach, how does Brylee fit in with the group?
Brylee is a spark plug among all spark plugs, you know, from the way that she plays, but her energy, her leadership. I mean, here's a young lady who has played in 132 collegiate games and counting, right? Been someone who's played in her team's played in 3 NCAA tournaments. She's played in 2 of them. You know, so someone who's just a phenomenal leader who is in the gym every single day before practice, usually after practice as well. It's a 3.8 student. What more could you ask for?
You're right about that, because this summer when I came to do some interviews for this show to get him out the way, she was in the gym like 35 minutes before practice. I'm like, all right, Coach Plitzuweit got her one this year.
Right.
Yeah, how annoying is it when we're doing the TV show and you guys want to practice before practice? Is that annoying when you can't, when the gym's not available?
No.
Oh, okay.
I just work around you.
We like that
That's
answer
fine.
right there. All right, let's talk about this game most recently. Ohio State quarterfinal game in the Big Ten Conference Tournament. Not the outcome that we had all envisioned, but for you guys, what do you take away from that game? Coach, let's start with you.
Well, I think certainly an opportunity for us. We talk about feedback, right? You can look at failure as feedback, or you can look at it as we just didn't get the result that we wanted. And we look at it as feedback, and so we've taken a look at some certain areas from that game, and we're working on those areas right now in practice.
Brylee, the turnovers obviously were higher than they were the time before when you played them. I look at Ohio State, and I feel like they have 4 defenders like you, which is a compliment. We've talked about on the radio you being just a pain, I would think, to go up against. It felt like Ohio State disrupted you guys that way. Is that a fair assessment?
I would say, yeah, that is fair. We did have more turnovers than we usually would like, but that's something that we just have to control at the end of the day. Coach says it all the time, we do what we do, and that's just not something we do, so it's just something we can control and getting better at this week for sure.
How important was, I won't say it's important to take a loss like that, but how pivotal was that loss to be able to learn from it before you get to a one-and-done scenario in the NCAA tournament?
Yeah, I think from our young ladies' standpoint, it certainly wasn't a lack of effort. It was a lack of, we didn't execute at the level that we're capable of executing, or we needed to execute at that point in time. You know, and so for us, just get back to doing what we do, be who we are, and continue to work. And this group has done a tremendous job of that. You know, I think it's interesting in practice. You know, we come back to practice on Monday, and the first drill that we're doing is a drill that we're not very good at that part of the game, and so we're working at it. And then when we don't look very good in that drill, I'm like, man, what's going on? Oh, that's right, we're working on this because this is an area we have to get better at. And then today we go back to that same type of drill and we look a lot better at it. So that's a really good sign.
Brylee, Coach talked about your NCAA tournament experience at Kansas State. So can you give people that maybe haven't seen it or watched it or paid attention to it, what's coming for you guys and how exciting is that?
It's the best time of the year. It's the best time of the year. It's truly, I mean, it's just such a unique experience, such a great experience to play some like the best competition in the world, the best competition in these different conferences. I played in the NCAA tournament where we had to go and play at a different host site, and then we also got to host one year. So it's just like, it's just so fun. It actually is so great just playing all these different competitions, and it's just a great experience.
So there's only 2 Gophers with tournament experience on the roster right now. You see it right there. Sophie Hart when she played at NC State, and Brylee Glynn when she played at Kansas State. So fun fact, these 2 actually played against one another in 2022. We actually have video from that game. And I know, Brylee, it comes with like, you know, a little grain of salt because it wasn't the best performance for your Wildcats. But
it's a long time ago. Did they have high def back then? This is grainy. This is some grainy footage.
It's just from a couple of years ago. So you see Sophie in the post right there, front of the post, doing a good job, and Brylee on the wing over there. So I think, tell us about that experience. Do you remember anything from that game? Do you remember Sophie at all?
Actually, I do remember the game. I especially remember the game before when we played Washington State.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of remember this game. I know we lost by like 20. They got off to a pretty good start. I don't remember Sophie. I know she said she went to NC State, but I didn't realize like she was playing during that game. So no, I don't.
So she has a little bit of bragging rights on you because they won this game. But from that game, what do you, from your overall tournament experience, what's something that you can kind of tell your teammates right now to either harp on or not to harp on too much as you guys get ready for this?
I think it's really just to have fun. Like, it's just such a great experience and something that not a lot of people do get to experience. Like, for that first time going to NC State, they had a sold-out crowd. Mm-hmm. I think we had a bunch of freshmen starting, so it was like, oh my gosh, like, it was so like nerve-wracking, but it was also like so fun because it was unlike anything that we had ever experienced. So I think now just going in to like this year, just to have fun, enjoy the moment, and then you obviously have to give it all your 100% because you don't know at this point which game is going to be your last. So.
Yeah. Coach, what's March Madness time like for the coaching staff? All the different scenarios, all the different teams, the quick turnarounds if you win your first game. What's that like for you guys?
That's exactly what you coach for, isn't it? So this is a fun time of the year for us, and then this week is a very busy week for us in terms of not only prepping our team, we don't know our opponent, but prepping and working on us. We have state tournaments taking place, so some recruiting things at the same time. So this is a fun time of the year for us as well. But it's certainly, even though it's spring break, we're all busy.
Right. Coach, with a team that doesn't have a ton of tournament experience, what's one thing that you're telling them, like, I guess, as you head into the next couple of weeks to not overthink or, you know, not let your emotions get the best of you?
Well, I think, as Brylee mentioned, we talk a lot about just do what we do, be who we are, and it doesn't change. Basketball is still basketball. There's still 5 players on one team, 5 on the other. The court's the same length, the hoop's the same height. It's a little old Hoosier scene, you know, but the reality is we just have to do what we do, and we're going to be a team that has to continue to compete and fight the way that we have.
How much does the tournament experience a year ago and even going back to the WNIT come into play? Tournaments are tournaments, right? At the end of the day, we went to some interesting places, as you know. So there was some interesting scenarios that they had to prepare for in a short time. How much do you hope that helps moving forward?
Well, I think it does help. And if you look at the history of teams over the course of time that have played in tournaments, whatever those tournaments are, and then, you know, when they get to the point where they're playing in the NCAA tournament, it helps their program continue to move forward, gaining some momentum.
I feel like the teams that go the furthest in the NCAA tournament are the ones that not just a team, but they're a family. Brylee, can you speak on that impact and kind of how close you guys are as a team and as a family this year?
Yeah, it's just been crazy, right? Because like spending like 4 years at Kansas State, we had such a great bond, and then coming here, we also just have such a great bond, which was something that I wasn't really expecting to experience, but it was just so easy to get along with everybody. Everybody was so welcoming. And like we do hang out like outside of basketball. We don't just see each other here. So it's just fun to get to know them on other levels. And yeah, like just being here has made them my family for sure.
Sophie mentioned a couple of weeks ago, it's one of the great quotes I think of the season, that if you removed one player from your team, something wouldn't feel right. I think that speaks to the closeness of the group.
Yes, yeah, for sure. Like we all play such pivotal roles on this team. Like we wouldn't be able to do what we have done without every single person that is on this team for sure.
So when I was looking back on your page, I saw that you were very emotional during your senior day at Kansas State. How was your senior day here as a Golden Gopher, knowing that it's going to be the final time you lace up the shoes on the collegiate level, you know, for a team?
No, it was really crazy. I don't think at Kansas State, we had like senior day after, so then the emotions like really hit hard, but this was like before the game, which was like something I never experienced. So I don't think it hit me until like after. It was like, oh my gosh, like this might be like the last time I'm playing at the barn, the last time I'm playing in this collegiate facility. And I was like, wow. And then it just like really hits you, and you just treasure like all those Big Ten games. It's probably why that Big Ten game loss just hit so hard. But at this point, like, I'm just blessed that we did what we did earlier in the season and to be able to make it to the NCAA tournament. So.
All right, we have about 30 seconds left, so I'm putting you on the spot. Give me your favorite memory of being a Golden Gopher so far this year.
Oh my gosh, there's just so many. Like, we've done so many great things. I would probably say winning at Iowa, when we beat Iowa. That was my second time. So that just made, but like I didn't play like a whole lot the first time because I got injured. But so it was just great to be able to do it again because that is a really hard environment to play in, and they get a lot of fans. So just winning there is like so much sweeter than anywhere
Well,
else.
that's good. Hopefully you have some more signature wins underneath your belt for the next couple of weeks. We'll be watching you guys closely and rooting you on, and hopefully make a deep run in the NCAA tournament. We appreciate your time today.
Thank you so much.
All right, no problem. We have to burn one of our TV timeouts. Don't worry, though. We'll have more Coaches Show returning after the break. Stay with us.
Welcome back to the Gopher Coaches Show.
Welcome back to the Gopher Coaches Show. Ahmad, Hicks here alongside KFAN's Justin Gaard, head women's basketball coach Dawn Plitzuweit, and senior Finau Tonga. So thank you for joining us. We have another block here where we get to talk all Gophers basketball. For you, give us your overall thoughts on this season and what it's been like to be a part of this program.
Oh, man, it's been a blessing, especially with this team, man. It's just a special team to be a part of. For me, just being able to come in and really just contribute any way I can, to the team's success. So I think this has been super special.
Coach, we talked about Brylee and Finau. You basically hit home runs, I think, in the transfer portal, right, with these grad transfers. So why was Fee such a great fit for you this season?
Well, you look at her competitive spirit when you watch her play, but then her energy and how much fun that she has. And then off the court, on the court too, but off the court, just the way she cares about people and takes care of others is just second to none. So she's been a perfect fit in so many ways for us.
You're really a good person, it seems like, from my observations. People seem to like you, but then I see like that play at Iowa, or you'll do like some bully ball on somebody,
for sure.
And something comes out where I'm like, she's not that nice. And I mean that as a compliment, but take us inside that, like what you're feeling when you bully ball someone like this, put them on skates, get them up in the air, easy jump hook like that.
Oh, my gosh. It's just the energy. I feel like I've always had that. Just that competitive spirit of being on the court. And not only that, like my teammates have been a great addition to that too. Like being able to compete with girls. I remember my first time coming in too, and I seen these girls just regular, just playing 5-on-5. I'm like, oh, okay. like, okay, this is how we're doing it. Okay. Like just be able to build that, and coming into season. I think it's been great.
I feel like when I watch you guys play, especially you and Sophie Hart, it's like a 1-2 punch. Sophie comes out the game, you come in, it's no break for the other team. What's that connection been like between you and Sophie?
Man, it's been amazing. Like you said, like we've earned our stripes, the 1-2 punch.
Yeah.
And I think yes, the physicality part, but really just the way we complement each other has been super special for me. So, and not only that, just like the way we're able to control inside, and not only that, open that up for our guards too as well, and even making plays as being a great ball screen, screener for our guards. But yeah, it's been amazing.
Coach, it seems like you always want to establish the inside game first. A lot of the first couple of plays, it's always like it's going inside. Doesn't seem like it changes when Fee's going into the game. How nice has that been to have the 1-2 punch?
Yeah, it's really unique to be able to have that, really been special. But I also think a major reason why we've had success this season is that when things, yes, it's great to hit shots from the perimeter. It's awesome to do that, but you're not going to do that every single game. But to establish yourself inside, to be able to get the ball inside, or to get offensive rebounds, is something that is really, really special. And this 1-2 punch has been able to do that for us.
So, Fee, before you got here, the last time the Gophers went dancing was back in 2018. So if you look up here and you see these banners.
Were you in college at that time?
Sure. I wasn't yet. Actually.
So you were getting prepared. What's it like knowing that once you leave here and you come back and visit and see a practice or whatnot, you're going to be another banner up there and you're going to have something to do with that? How does that make you feel?
It's so memorable. And not only that, this team is just so special. Being a part of that has been just something I've worked for. You know, this is my first year being in a Power 4. It's just something you dream of, you know, especially being where I've been, JUCO all the way up to now, like just working for this one. It's just special.
Right.
It's just so special. Yeah.
So what about favorite memories from this season? We asked Brylee about favorite moments and memories. Hopefully the right answer would be we haven't had it yet, right? There's more to come.
Right.
But obviously you've had a great season. What will you remember from this year?
Man, I agree with Brian, man. It definitely have to be beating Iowa at their home. Just because, like, yes, it's a strong environment and they're a really good team, man. And like for us, it just shows how special we are, as in like when we're focused on us and doing what we do and we're all heading towards the same goal, unstoppable.
Gotta ask you this: when you first came here, you saw the team play 5-on-5. What were the expectations you had for this group, and do you think you guys have achieved those thus far?
Oh my gosh, high. I think we've achieved a lot of things, but I also think like there's so much more out there. There's so much more, and if we're able to be consistent and consistently reaching those, man, this group can do special. Not for us too. It's just for the program in general.
For sure.
Like it's created a lot of attention, and I'm just glad I'm here. Just glad to be a part of it.
Coach, we talked a lot about Fee on the radio as the season went along, and you said kind of what she said, that she's learning what it takes to play at this level. So what do you think she needed to learn, and what do you think she has learned and improved on as the season's gone along?
Well, I think the consistency of play at all times, but then also when you've played college basketball for a while, and Fee has, right? And so we joke about that, but then you do things differently in different programs. You know, a lot of post players are in drop coverage, let's say in ball screens, but we're asking her get out here and hard hedge some, or go double some, or be out here and slow the guard down. Oh, and get back to the post skid, or the guard shoots it, and now go back and box out and finish the play, and then sprint up the court and post up and follow the ball and get out of the lane quickly, and then screen and then go smash. And so we're asking,
right?
Yeah.
Easy work.
So she's had to change some things that she's done, and that's not always easy for players to do that, but she's been so coachable, you know, just so coachable. It's just been so fun to be around her.
Fee, as you just kind of look at this season as a whole and you reflect on senior day that you had last week, what's it been like knowing that you cemented a legacy here and something that you'll forever be able to look back on and be proud of?
Yeah, I think that was just a night of reflection, even though we didn't get the result we wanted, but just be able to look back and just, wow, like, Fee, you did it. Like, it was just a great night of reflection. And not only that, like, to be able to appreciate my coaches and this team, like, I couldn't have asked for a better year to end on. Like, really, truly.
We're seeing the pictures.
Yes.
What did you add to the uniform there? Tell us about the significance of what.
So those are lays, and in my culture, it's just a piece of respect. Usually it's we only do it during celebrations of who we're celebrating, but it's just an honorable piece in my culture of just respect, honor, and also just like legacy, like.
So I learned a little bit because one of my good friends is Hawaiian. So she told me how special it was, meaningful it was that Finau gave us all a lei. And it's special, it's still in our house. And then taught us how you take care of that and then what that means. And so I remember, it was that night or the next day, texting her and telling her, you know, I really appreciate you thinking of us on your special day and handing those out to the coaches and to the staff. That was really, really special. And so it's not like you just go down to the street to the floral shop and pick one of those up.
We're not in Goldie's locker room.
It's not. So the fact that she thought of that and thought of us is just something that we're really, really appreciative, and a memory that I haven't had yet in my coaching career, and one that I'll always remember now. It's been a special moment, so thank you, Fee.
For sure.
Well, Fee, we appreciate you blessing the set, and good luck the rest of the way. We'll be here rooting you on, and you always have a place to join us in the near future if you want to come back.
Say it.
All right, we appreciate it. All right, that was Finau Tonga. We'll be right back with more Gopher Coaches Show after the break.
You're watching the Gopher Coaches Show.
Welcome back to the Gopher Coaches Show. Under 3 minutes left in program. So first, I want to bring up some video. The last time the Gophers made it to a selection Sunday, we have to go all the way back to 2018. Coach, I know this is like familiar territory for you. You've been here. You've done this thing. What's it going to be like for you guys to finally be back in the dance?
Yeah, really excited about it. This is something that this group has worked incredibly hard for, and so excited for them to have this moment and be able to look back years from now and see the same type of videos.
All right, so there's a lot going on around your program right now, whether you guys deserve to be a host site for the 2026 NCAA Tournament. Why do you believe you guys should be hosting this year?
Well, the NCAA selection committee looks at 12 different criteria, and that's how they evaluate all the teams that are in the NCAA tournament. And the first one that they look at is the net. And in the net, it's called the NCAA evaluation tool. And when you look at that, they rank all the teams, and we are 9th in the net, right? So the top 16 teams host, not necessarily top 16 in the net, but top 16 teams in the country. But we're 9th in the net. When you look at their next criteria is wins above bubble. We're 18th in that. Significant wins, bad losses. When you look at significant wins, we have 5 quad 1 wins. We beat 2 teams that are in the top 10 in the country. We have no bad losses, so we have quad 1 wins, quad 2 wins. We don't have any quad 3 or 4 losses, and that's something that they look at. They look at strength of schedule. Our strength of schedule is 24th in the country. Then they look at some head-to-head type of competitions. Well, that's when they're comparing teams. Obviously, we're not being compared at this point in time. Conference record, we won 13 games in the toughest conference in the country. And so how do we evaluate that? When you look at teams in the net, when you look at conferences, our conference, the Big Ten, has 12 teams that are in the top 30 in the net. When you look at other Power 4 conferences, the SEC has 9 teams in the top 30, the ACC has 5, the Big 12 has 3. So when you look at our conference, you're like, wow, your conference is really good. When you look at record in the last 10 to 12 games, that's another criteria. We're 10-2 in our last 12 games. So that's really good. That bodes well for us. Results against common opponents, well, they have to look at that when they're comparing. That doesn't become a factor now. Road or neutral record, our road record this year, true road games, is 8-3 on the road. So that's a good statistic for us. Observable components, they look at subjective evaluation. We score 75 points a game. We give up 58 points a game. We score at a 45% clip. We shoot at a 35% clip. So our win-loss record is 22-8. They look at that, and then we look at regional rankings. So we'll see where that all looks, but from the analytics side of things, all looks really, really good for the Gophers.
Can you repeat that quick in our last 6 seconds?
We got 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Coach, what we call that is a mic drop.
Yeah.
That's why the
Enough
Gophers
said.
should be hosting in the 2026 NCAA tournament. Hopefully